guys, SwansAwayDays here, back again for another video, and today, back with the monthly series now. Sorry this is a bit late, I've been very busy of late, and obviously it's half term now, so I thought I'd get this out now. So I'll be doing the January review where Swansea played, I believe it was 5 games in January, where we won 2 games out of a possible 5, lost 2 and drew 1. So a pretty average month as usual, but make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment, and let's get into this. To start off January, we had a game against injury hit Charlton Athletic. Now, before that we had a bit disappointing 0-0 draw to Barnsley, so we needed to win this game and we did that. Yandan had a surprising start in this game. He played well and he got the goal, which was very good. It was a good finish as well. Drove towards the edge of the box and had a good finish into the bottom corner. It was a very interesting team, really. Obviously Joe Rowland wasn't fit for this game. Obviously he returned into late January but not early January, so it was a good result for us. But you could see Charlton were very poor. They had a lot of injuries, and I think if Charlton had a fully fit squad with the likes of Johnny Williams and players like that, then they could have got something, but they were very poor. It showed everything really of Charlton when they had to bring Naby Sarr on up front to cause us some problems. Borja Baston played this game, and I believe this was his last start for the Swans. He didn't do too bad in this game. Clean sheet, you can't really complain about that. That was our second clean sheet in a row. But it was a very good win, really. But it was a very boring game. We dominated the ball. We had more shots on target, stuff like that. So we did deserve to win. But like I said, if Charlton had a fully fit squad, they possibly could have got something out of that game. But overall, that was a very decent result. Now then, where to start? In the next game in January, lost to Queen's Park Rangers 5-1. We had a very changed team for this FA Cup, though we had some players who have gone now, such as Christopher Nordfeldt, who's gone to Turkey, Declan John, who's gone to Sunderland, we had Tom Carroll, who's been released, Peterson's gone to Utrecht, Mackay's gone to Fleetwood, and Dyer doesn't play, Kalulu hardly ever plays, Bidwell, so you get back in the team, Cooper, who's a youngster. So you could see it was a very much changed team, and we really struggled in this game. It went 1-0 down very early on. We did hit the bar when it was 0-0 with Peterson, but apart from that, and I think QPR's second goal was a Jake Bidwell huge error, mucking around on his edge of the box, ran into his own box, and QPR finished it. But it was really silly. If anyone watched the game or anyone who's at the game, you know what I mean by I don't really understand what he was doing, Jake Bidwell. It was absolutely ludicrous what he was doing. So annoying. And the third goal for QPR, I think, was just from a set piece, so it was a shocking game. We did get one back, though. We made a triple change with the likes of Borja Baston coming on, George Byers. Byers had a goal, and we thought could potentially get something, because the day before that, Tranmere came from 3-0 down against Watford to pull off a 3-0 draw. But it wasn't to be. QPR 2 late goals in to seal it, with Lee Wallace and Scowen scoring for QPR. Scowen's actually left QPR now, which is disappointing, really, because he scored a cracking goal against us. But that was the end of our FA Cup run. It was very disappointing, really, because QPR changed their team, we changed our team, we just really didn't show it. Game then was the South Wales derby. Now, probably the worst South Wales derby in God knows how many years. It's probably one of the worst derbies on history. It was so boring. There was hardly any chances. There was 2 real big chances, and that was it. There was Callum Patterson in the second half where he hit the bar, and Burson Sleed in the first half where he hit the post. So apart from them 2 chances, there was literally nothing in the game. Both defensive were pretty solid, really. Didn't really have much to do. Both goalkeepers didn't really have many saves to make. Obviously Etheridge was dropped for this game for Cardiff, which is a really big surprise. Obviously we had Ben Wilmot and Ben Cabango partnership in defence. Obviously 2 young centre-halves, and they did very well. Brewster made his debut in this game as well. He didn't do too bad, but he couldn't really get involved in play. The only real negative of this game was that Steve Cooper did make a substitution. Now, if he made a substitution, like on the bench, we did have some decent subs. We had Kalulu, who could make an impact. We had Fulton, who is a very strong midfielder. We had Borja, who you know who's capable of scoring. You had Yandanda, who obviously scored against Charlton, but very frustrating not to get the double over Cardiff, and I'll have to wait for another year. But that was a really big chance to get the double over Cardiff, and we didn't do it. But we didn't concede against Cardiff this season, which is obviously a massive positive, but there's only 1 goal in the South Wales derby this season, so for a neutral, the South Wales derby wasn't that interesting this season. Game after the South Wales derby was a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Wigan Athletic. Wigan took the lead early on in the 16th minute. As usual, Swansea always seem to concede first, especially we've seen this in February now. We always seem to concede first, and it was Nathan Byrne. It was a very well worked counter-attack from Wigan. It was very poor defending from the Swans, I must say. I think it was Byers who he didn't really go for attack. He just stood there and he went past him. It was a good finish with Byrne. We equalised 3 minutes later though with Ryan Bruce again, his goal on his home debut. There was good work by Conor Gallagher, who obviously signed on the Wednesday before the game, so it was a very good signing by the Swans to snatch him from Charlton. Obviously Chelsea recalled him and decided to bring him here. It was a very good finish with Bruce, and he's shown his quality so far. He's still young, I think he's still 19 though, and potentially we could get him next season on loan if Liverpool want to do that, but if they don't, then they've got a good play on their hands. And then we won it in the 67th minute with Andre with a left-footed shot from great work from Burson on the left, cuts it back inside to Andre who back heels it home. Now, again, wasn't the best of performances, I'm not going to lie. Wigan had more possession, we had one more shot than Wigan. Yeah, so it wasn't the best of games, but the win was the most important thing. But since our Wigan game, it just shows really the performances haven't been to the best of standards, and they've been slowly slipping down, and we've seen that in the next game after Wigan. The next game after Wigan was a 2-0 defeat to Stoke, where Sam Clucas obviously scored and did the Adebayor, so well done Sam Clucas getting your cup final goal. Good to see Stoke doing well at the minute anyway. Be amazing if they go down. Sorry Harvey if you're watching that, but no, we did very poor in this game. I think Stoke deserved to win, to be honest. They had 16 shots or 11, both keepers made 3 saves. We always seem to have more team passes, but it really doesn't matter. Stoke were more clinical in this game. We did have a few good chances, but obviously a goalkeeper of Jack Butland's quality, who does have his doubters, but he's a very good goalkeeper, showed his worth in this game. McLean sealed it in the 90th minute then with Marquis, who made his debut with a huge mistake. He took a touch in the halfway and a heavy touch. McLean just ran through, and possibly Woodman could have done better. And I think that's when Woodman's been from downhill, really. He's been quite poor since then. So it was a very disappointing defeat to Stoke. What can I say? We always seem to do bad against Stoke. It's just one of those teams where we always seem to do bad. So, again, some missed points in January. We could have really set off towards the playoffs and possibly pushed on. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your best result in January. For me, best result in January, I'm going to go for the 1-0 victory over Charlton. I think that's the best victory for us, or best game for us in January, just because it was a half-goal victory in Charlton. I know they didn't really test us, but to keep a clean sheet and to seal the game off, I was very good. Obviously, great to see Jan Dander back on the score sheet. Most disappointing game for me was probably the Queen's Park Rangers 5-1 defeat. I expected a much better performance than that. Even though we changed the team, we should have done a lot better. But the February review will be out in March. Something we still got 3 more games in February. We still got Huddersfield home, Fulham away, and Blackburn away. So that'll be out later next month. So like I said, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to keep the series going. My next video will be Friday when I'm doing a match preview with Pricey from the Huddersfield channel. So keep a lookout for that. Vlog will be out Saturday. Make sure you go and check out the Hull video and other monthly series. I really appreciate all the support. Closing in on 2,000 subscribers, so let's hope we can get that as soon as possible. And for now, guys, that's it from me. See you next time.